Hello guys, welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about Fate Remnant Collide. So yeah, let us begin, shall we, ladies and gents? We would go to RWBY and the rest of Team Wrath as they're currently telling Osmond about the situation, as Osmond would just be in shock, as Glinda beside him would say, "Excuse me, but someone has summoned a servant? And not only that, it's not my... Oh my god. Osmond," she would say. As when he heard that, he would say, "Yes, Glinda, it is worrying, considering that most servants, or at least from what I've heard from Rex, are quite powerful. Also, Walter," he would say, as he would look towards Walter. As Walter would look at him, as he would say, yes, what is it, Headmaster?" he would say, as he would ask, "Do you know anything about these servants, or exactly what they are?" As he would say, "I'm honestly not sure myself, but from the demonstration that she commanded, apparently she's what you call a berserker. By the name itself, it definitely doesn't sound good." After hearing it, they would also ask, "So who's the master?" As after hearing that, Walter would say, "Oh, it's definitely named Rex, especially since she's now serving under the woman that was trying to take care of something there." After hearing it, one of them would say, "Wait, what do you mean by that?" said Glinda, as he would explain the whole situation, specifically on how that woman was planning, or at least, they don't know that it's Cinder, that she was planning to infect some of the robots and turn them against all of Vale. Apparently, they're planning to cause chaos by doing so in the tournament, or the Vistal tournament, which will still happen, but oh boy, this is definitely going to be a chaotic Holy Grail war, to say the least. So, after hearing this, one of them would say, "So, what about," as they would hear the sound of the doors opening, revealing General fucking Ironwood, aka my boy. So, as Ironwood would come in, or at least would arrive, as he would say, "I heard everything. So, you're telling me somebody has a similar ability to that of Rex?" he would say, as one of them would say, "Yes, Ironwood," said Osmond, as he would just look upset, saying, "Oh, this is definitely going to be annoying. But still, do you think that," as one of them would say, specifically Walter, "I'm sure he's going to be fine. Besides, I did hear from," as before they can say anything else, they would hear a terrifying sound of destruction, as you would see a purling white light, or multiple different colored lights, would explode near, or at least inside of the Emerald Forest. As Walter would say, "I'm guessing that they're already still fine." As Ironwood would say, "So, you're telling me that they're planning to use my robots, all of the Atlesian Knights too," as he would say, Whoa, calm down. Don't worry, he did stop them thanks to his servants, but still, it's still worrying that some people are also able to summon these. It's making me wonder if they're not his semblance." After hearing this, everybody would be in shock, including that of Glinda, as she would say, "Walter, what do you mean by that? I mean, ever since he was born, or from what we have learned, when he showed these abilities to us, it was definitely some sort of semblance, but saying it like that, it does kind of make sense," she would say. As one of them, specifically Yang, which, was also there with the rest of, Team RWBY, because after hearing the commotion, they would go to the headmaster's office as well, to ask them about what happened. As Yang would ask, "So you're saying that Rex has, or at least is lying about a semblance? But why is that exactly?" As one of them would ask, "Maybe he doesn't know," said Ironwood, but still, it still is suspicious. But either way, we need to get there immediately before they can say anything else. They would hear another crash of something, specifically that of light, as light would burst out, as one of them would say. I think another thing happened, said one of them, being that of Harmony. As I would say, yeah, it seems so. As he would clench his fist, as he would see that it's a new servant that was summoned. As he would go back to Izuku, I meant Rex. He would go back to Rex, as Rex is currently still fighting with the help of his new Berserker servants. As the Berserker servants would basically do enough damage, but still not enough to defeat the woman known as Berserker. Or at least the one that's not, the one that's basically serving under Cinder. While they were fighting, Rex would say to himself, her power, it's definitely something that I have known for a while now. I can definitely tell that she's a Japanese servant. So, by the name of her noble phantasm, let's think, he would say, as he would start checking in his memory, what kind of servant is she? Which era was she from? As you think, damn it, I don't know. Shit, guess I'll just have to brute force this then. As he would ask, hey, you, he would ask, as the servant specifically, Berserker of Ebony, he would say. As after saying that, the one would say, yes, master. As he would lift off his hand, saying, by my command seal, I order you to bring us victory. Now, use your noble phantasm. After saying this, the symbol would, or at least his command seal, would start slowly disappearing, only leaving one last mark. Only one left, because earlier he used it last time. Doing so, it would start powering up the Berserker. As she would say, very well. As she would start becoming angry, as her blood was boiling, as red energy would start sparking around her. She would say this, now, I have permitted myself, my master, to slay you at all things. Now, I'll show you the power of the Queen of the Amazons, she would say, for I am Penthesilea, Queen of all, she would say, as she would whirl up her gauntlets with claws, as she would throw away her, what's that called, ball and chain type weapon, as she would activate her noble phantasm, as she would rush towards Berserker. As the other Berserker, being that of Berserker of Crimson, would say, Master, what should I do? As he would say, do nothing. Let her handle this. As she would activate her noble phantasm, as she would rush towards the Berserker opposing her. As she would punch her right in the face, as she would say, kill, kill, kill. She would scream out. As doing so, she would start pummeling her. As she would try to attack back, but most of her attacks were either deflected or either just countered by these strikes. As she would scream out her noble phantasm's name, Outrage! Amazon! Doing so, she would do one more strike to the stomach of the servant, as she would say, die, Achilles! Doing so, she would create a blast, or at least like a shockwave, that destroys the trees nearby, as in the distance, we would currently see Cinder, as Cinder would just be panting, as she would say, that power, what are they? But still, as she would see this to herself, as Cinder would look at her command seal, as she would say, but this should do. Now, let's try this out or whatever. Berserker, come to me, she would say. As when the final strike was about to be dealt to the Berserker, she would start disappearing, turning into dust. Or at least golden dust, as she would say. Oh, it seems that I'm being called. Unfortunately for you, I won't be dying here now. As she would look towards the master of the two, being that of Rex. So, you're strong. Maybe I should let my daughter have you as her husband. But for now, you are still enemies. For now, I'll keep my eye on you. And so she would disappear. Rex would fall to his knees as you say, damn, too much magic energy. As one of the servants there, being that of the Berserker, Crimson would say, Master, are you okay? As he would gallop towards him, as you'd say, yes, I'm fine. As he would say, my name is Shang Yu. Shang Yu of the... Shang Yu would say, I am Shang Yu. Berserker class. I am one of the greatest generals of China. After saying that, one of these servants would come out, specifically that of... As Yume Ren would appear, as she would say, wait, Shang... As she would start running towards him, as he would say, wait, you... As they would start coming closer together, as they would hug, as they would say, you're here? As you would be pretty much like crying at this point. But it's not crying of like sadness, it's out of tears of joy, as both of them would hug and they twirl each other around. Doing so, Rex would say, wait, wait, you're that Yume Ren? He would say, as Yume Ren would say, I'm surprised that you know. Either way, it seems that my day has gotten lucky today. It seems that I've gotten lucky today. It really has been a while, my beloved, she would say, as she would touch Shang Yu's face. Yes, it has been a while, my beloved. Though this form is a bit... Well, as you know, Yume Ren would look at him as she would ask, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're here, I'm happy, she would say. As doing so, he would say, very well, my beloved, he would say. As they would basically start hugging. As the other servant that was also there, being that the woman that nearly defeated the other berserker, would say, so it seems that I've been summoned as well. Not only that, a master with multiple servants. Interesting, she would say. As she would slowly start going towards Rex, as she would say this, servant, berserker, you may call me Penthesilea, Queen of the Amazons, she would say. As you would say, never thought I ever met someone like you before. I'm surprised that you're even here, he would say. As she would say, I guess you could say it's fate. But either way, for now, let us get going, master. You seem hurt. As he would say, pretty ironic coming from you. I should probably get some rest. As after saying so, she would say, yes. Now, where are we exactly? As Yume Ren would say, oh, you're in Beacon Academy, more specifically in the Emerald Forest. Hearing this, Penthesilea would look at her as she would say, the Emerald Forest? As after saying that, she would say, anyway, let's go now. I have a lot of things to talk to you about, Shang Yu, she would say. He would say, yes, my beloved. And so, all of them would start leaving. And so this is where we're gonna be ending off this episode. So yeah, bye!